JaemiO here, and this is my first YouTube video. So I wanted to take the time to explain a little bit about me, who I am, what I do, and what you can expect from this channel. So, like I said, my name is JaemiO. I'm a foodie. I love cooking food, eating food, growing food, and mostly empowering people through food. So food sovereignty is something that's near and dear to my heart. I actually have a background in sustainable food systems as well as biology. And a few years ago, I started a farmer's market in hopes to help rebuild my local food system. So I believe that food is the one thing that we, and by we I mean humans, plants, animals, all organisms have in common. And I think that it's through food security and food independence that we can actually do better and get further in life, individually, as a community, as a country. So all of my videos are basically geared towards helping this effort. In the past, I've done live demonstrations on microwave cooking. I've done websites on microwave cooking, as well as food reviews, restaurant reviews. I have a Snapchat account, which most recently I've been using to do cooking tutorials, as well as talk about food related issues and questions from viewers of my story. And so if you followed me through that whole thing, or even recently started watching me on Snapchat or anything else that I've been doing, one, thank you for following me to here, and two, want you to see what to expect. So basically, the JaemiO channel is, like I said, dedicated to food, but we're going to do a few things the same every week, which will be Monday through Wednesday, and a few things differently every week, which will be Thursday and Friday. Then we'll also have some other videos there. So Monday is dedicated to Spice Box Day. So Spice Box is a project I started with one of my best friends, and basically it's two things. One, it's going to be a segment on this show where we help you to get out of your flavor rut. So a lot of times people just use the same seasonings all the time, or they'll see a new seasoning in a recipe that they want to use, or they'll see it on the shelf at the store, or just online, because there's a lot of spices and things out there that we don't even know exist because they're not commonly sold in stores. And there might be something where you're like, well, I don't know how I would use that, or I don't know how often I would use that. So the goal of the Spice Box segment here on YouTube is to get you to see other spices that you may be afraid to try or have never heard of, as well as to delve further into spices that you may be familiar with, like, say, pepper. Pepper is something that's probably in every household in the world, but we usually use it as kind of like a standby. We don't necessarily always feature pepper. So the other part of the Spice Box project is a monthly subscription box. So basically it's a box covering all of the spices that are going to be in the video each month, or in the videos each month. And it's just a little sample of each of the spices that I use in the videos. And basically it's just a way for you to be able to try those spices without having to fully commit to getting a whole container of it. So it's a very safe way to try new spices out. And plus you'll have the Spice Box videos, so you'll see what it is, how to use it, and also a suggested recipe for it. Tuesdays are Foodie Rant days. So the Foodie Rant videos are stemming from my Snapchat following. So like I said, on Snapchat I've done a lot of cooking tutorials as well as talking about food and food systems issues. And a lot of times people have really, really great questions. And one of my main motivations for this channel was because I wanted people to be able to revisit some of those snaps instead of me having to start all the way over on the same subject, and maybe just be able to go further with the subject as well. So basically each week I'll be tackling some new topic, like, say, I don't know, world hunger or weight loss, or it's a ton of different things, gardening, container gardening, balcony gardening, and so anything food related that you guys have questions on, things that also interest me, like food sovereignty and being able to break down terms like what is local, what is GMO, why do we care about non-GMOs. So things that sometimes people are embarrassed to ask because they feel like they should already know what it is, or they really want to know more about it. Wednesdays are dedicated to kitchen gadgets, so that's Food Tech Day. So basically it's exactly what it sounds like. I'll be getting a kitchen gadget and testing it out. I am not at all a big fan of unitaskers. So As Alton Brown once said, the only unitasker that should be in my kitchen is a fire extinguisher. So, with that said, sometimes kitchen gadgets do have their place, and so there's sometimes things that people will see and they're like, I don't know if that's going to be good or not. So this is your chance to see those gadgets without having to invest in them. And once a month, you could win any one of the gadgets that I use in the video. So go to Patreon, find out more about that as well. So that's it for the regularly occurring things. Thursdays and Fridays are rotating. So first and third Thursdays, I'll be doing the Brew review. So the Brew review is dedicated to two of my favorite things, tea and craft beer. It won't be just craft beer. I might do some other more world distributed beers, but it's mostly geared towards craft beer and teas. Craft beer is pretty straightforward. I'll be tasting it, telling you a little bit of background about it in itself as well as the brewery that it came from. The teas are a little more intricate. I actually like natural remedies, and while I'm not at all saying that I am, here to try to cure anything or any type of doctor, I'm not. But there are some teas that have really helped me with certain issues. There are some teas that can be used for multiple issues and that also have multiple benefits, such as, say, peppermint tea. We don't really think about using peppermint all the time, but it can be used for quite a few things, which includes tea. And so you'll have a little bit of that, a little bit of background on its origin, tastes, how to brew it, and what it can be used for. So Fridays, like I said, are rotating. So first Fridays are Taste With Me videos, and they will be specifically brewery review videos where I go to a brewery, go on a tour if they offer tours. If not, I'll be talking with the personnel, asking them about a little bit of their history, what got them started, what type of beers maybe they specialize in, and then also getting a flight of their beers and trying them out, reviewing them for you all, and telling you what I honestly think. If at some point a brewery or any company should ask me to review something, in the past I've had things like this before. People asked me to come out when I was doing my website or anything like that, and asked me to do a review for them. I will always give you my honest opinion. No one can buy my opinion about anything. So I will give you my honest opinion and thoughts about it. You don't have to worry about that. Second Fridays are Food Fight, which is basically a food trivia game. These might not start out right away because I need to have contestants for it. So if you're interested in that, please sign up. Basically, it's a bunch of food trivia, so things that I may have covered on the show, things that you guys may have asked and I've answered on screen, and just kind of like any kind of foodie news. It might also be something like what's going on with Food Network Star or something like that. But it'll be fun. And there's prizes you can win, such as the Foodie Swag Bag, and 50% of the proceeds from Food Fight will go directly towards my farmers market project. You guys will probably hear a lot about my farmers market project throughout this journey. It's a really good cause. Like I said, it's helping to rebuild the food system in my hometown, and so far it's been pretty successful. We have a lot of growth to do, but I'm so very pleased with how well we've done so far. Moving on to third Fridays, it's another Taste With Me video, this time on a restaurant review. So I absolutely love locally owned businesses, really of any type. I try to support locally, not because it's trendy, but because when you spend money in your local economy, the money goes right back to your local economy. So, when you spend money at, say, Walmart, and this is not bashing Walmart, but when you spend money at Walmart, almost none of that money actually stays in your local system. When you spend money at a locally owned, locally run business, almost all of that money, I think it's something like 90% of that money, goes right back into helping people in your community. So you have people in your community getting paid from that. You have local goods sometimes, like say you have a furniture maker or a local farmer or something like that. They get paid directly from that, and ultimately that benefits your food system and your economy. So, you see things like road improvements, you see things like better schools, and, that's not something you should pass up. So, local economies are really having a hard time right now, so I think the best way we can help to revive those, or to revive that, is to support local efforts. So with that said, the restaurant review is basically me going to locally owned restaurants and trying them out. Same thing as the brewery review, except obviously not a flight taste test, but I'll be checking out the menu, checking out the restaurant if they're willing. We might even check out the kitchen, see what they're doing, talk to the owners, and trying out the food. Fourth Fridays are food facts videos. So food facts is basically a Q&A. So like I said before, you guys have all kinds of questions, which is awesome. It motivates my material. It helps to educate not just you, but everyone that watches the videos, which is awesome. But the 5 to 10 most asked or most interesting questions I will feature on Food Facts and answer here on Fourth Fridays. So the things that I said were going to be kind of rotated. So there's two of those things. So one is fifth week shenanigans. So obviously some months have 5 Thursdays and or 5 Fridays. So those weeks, I wanted to leave it pretty open. So that's going to be chosen by you guys. How you can suggest what I'm going to be doing on the 5th week. It can be anything from a revisit of any of these videos to something you just completely made up. You know, I could do something like a chop style video where you come up with the ingredients and I have to use them in the kitchen or something like that, or maybe in a certain time limit. Whatever, it doesn't matter to me as long as it's, you know, within reason. I'll have my foodie vlog, so I love going to food festivals and doing farm tours and just kind of like anything kind of food related that you know, I find interesting and that can also help educate not only myself but the viewers as well. So these things don't always fit into the categories that we talked about before. So I'll have periodic videos, maybe like compilations of things that I've done, or maybe just one featuring like a certain farm tour or something like that. So look for those at random. They'll probably be posted on like Saturdays or Sundays. So that's enough about me. I hope that you all like my channel. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you can comment below here. You can go once again to my Patreon page and contact me there as well. Also, I have my Twitter information below. And first time saying this, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you think you're going to love this channel, or even if you just want to see what I have coming up, please consider subscribing below. Turn on the little bell so that you know exactly when I have a video uploaded. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you all enjoy this journey with me.